Okay, so stupidly, I muted my mic, so here are the last few minutes of the video. I'll just voice over. So I got my answer for mechanical energy, which was 8,218,051. So I just put that in scientific notation by moving the decimal 6 places to the left, so my exponent's positive. And then the final part of the question says that the car comes to a stop at the top of the hill. So we're describing the gravitational and the kinetic energy that the car has. Um, so if we imagine that the car starts on the ground and it's not moving, the potential energy at that point is zero because it's on the ground. And the kinetic energy, if it's not moving, is also zero. So as the car starts to drive up the hill, we're gaining more and more potential energy because it's getting higher and higher above ground level. And the height is 650 meters. So at the top of the hill, I've already found my potential energy at the top. So whether it's moving or whether it's stopped at that point, the potential energy is going to be the same. The kinetic energy, however, when it stops moving, so imagine that we sub a zero into this equation. If I multiply anything times zero, it gives me zero. So if my speed is zero, it doesn't matter what the mass is or anything else at that point. My kinetic energy will be zero. So here's my car. Okay, I'm at the top of the hill, but I've come to a stop. So my height is still the same. It's still 650 meters. So my potential energy is going to be the same no matter whether the car is moving or stopped. It's still going to be m times g times h. So we already found that value for potential energy. So if my height was zero, then anything times zero would give me zero. But since I'm above ground level, I have a potential energy of 8.1 times 10 to the 6. My kinetic energy at this point then, now that my car is going 0 meters per second, the same thing, if we think about my speed is now zero, what happens if we sub zero into this equation? So if I replace the 11.75 with a zero, then mass times zero squared divided by 2 still gives me an answer of zero. So my kinetic energy is now zero at that point.